I'm here at the Startup Health Festival with Bozidar. I'm going to let you say your last name for me.
Jovicevic.
All right. Great to have you with us. You're with Sanofi. I'm going to let you explain what your position is and what brings you here to the festival today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, by the way, to be part of this interview. So at Sanofi, I'm leading globally a group called Digital Medicines, which is basically where we're looking at, on a very high level, creating the future in which we as pharma company don't offer only a drug to a patient. I mean, only. That's hard enough to do that.
Yeah.
But we offer a more holistic solution. So it's a future where we add technology and services on top of the drug, so that patient, once diagnosed, usually with a chronic condition, goes from, how do I do this? I'm overwhelmed, I'm afraid, I'm confused, I need education on this and adherence, I need this and that, goes from that to, after a few months, I got this. I have everything I need, and I got this, being competent and confident. So it's usually technology and services, and whatever we're looking at in that area has to achieve two goals. One is solution has to improve outcomes, basically improve health, and the other has to have some sort of a business impact because we are a business. So those are the two criteria. So
yeah, makes sense. Being at a festival like this with hundreds of entrepreneurs, is there a particular vertical, is there a particular solution that you're the most excited about?
Yeah, so first of all, it's amazing to be here. There's so many ideas and amazing people, and it's just what you can do in a matter of 2 days, learn new and meet new people. You can just create so many new possibilities. I'm specifically responsible for one of the 6 pillars of digital strategy of Sanofi, which is, startups would call it digital therapeutics. So here you would hear the term digital therapeutics, we call it digital medicines. And if I look at everything that's going on right now in the digital health space, this is probably one of the sexiest topics right now. I've been following this topic for years, and I think now is the right time for it. The first time I feel is the right time because 3-4 years ago, for example, let's say you had an app that can improve something in diabetes, improve outcomes. There are a lot of things that were not clear. It was not clear what is the regulatory path. It was not fully clear. How are you going to commercialize it? Is pharma interested to be part of this game or not? Like, should this be prescription digital therapeutic, right? Doctor prescribing app, or it can be something that payer can offer or employer can offer. Now you see 2019, first of all, last 2 years, a whole set of news from the regulatory side, from FDA on pre-certification program. You have first approved outcome-based prescription digital therapeutic from Pair Therapeutics. You see deals now in Novartis, Pair, Otsuka, Click, etc. We invested also in Click Therapeutics. So you see all these market forces coming together, and especially the last mile, which is commercialization. So now we see the first time that prescription digital therapeutics are actually reimbursed by payers, and that's that future in which doctor is prescribing a drug, but is also prescribing a mobile app, and it's reimbursed. And that is massive. The reason why I'm super excited about this is, and I heard that today from one of the speakers, and that's the statistic that I always bring up when I am asked, what do you do, like social gatherings, etc. For me, it's really staggering that 86 or 88% of $3.3 trillion costs in US for healthcare system are chronic diseases that can be modified or reversed by behavior change. Diet, exercise, lifestyle, behavioral health, etc. 80+% of $3.3 billion, right? So yeah, drug, medical care is one part of the solution, and a big part is behavioral, social, environmental, genetic components. So what's really exciting for me is that seeing that you can now use technology and the same psychological triggers and loops that Facebook and Instagram use to keep us glued for 5 hours a day to the app, which doesn't have a good impact long-term on mental health. But the same strategies can be used to glue someone to an app that will actually improve their health. And it's just an enormous opportunity.
it seems very revolutionary for Sanofi or a Novartis or any other pharmaceutical company to be thinking beyond the pill and thinking about therapeutics in this way. How revolutionary is it within the company? How big of a game change is that?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, pharmaceutical industry, every year you see, oh, there is this threat and there is that threat. I've been hearing that for 15 years. And, then you look at the stocks and everything, and yeah, there's been innovation, move towards specialty, the treatments and biologics, etc. But growth has been steady, and pharmaceutical industry exists and is doing okay. It's not like tech industry, but it's doing okay. Now, I think that now with tech players entering the space like Amazon, Google, big tech companies,
Apple,
there is way more concern about what's the role of pharma in this more holistic management of health, which is great for groups like mine because we can get more time with our top guys in the company. And what this does create, especially digital therapeutic example I mentioned, it does create an opportunity to extend existing business models, right? Not complete a new business model, but extend existing one where we offer drugs, but we offer something else, and that something else also creates real-time data about use of our drugs. So there is a synergy where one feeds the other really well. So I think it does offer competitive advantage. It does offer protection in the market, a defense strategy, and it does offer the blue ocean opportunities to really extend business models. Will the market of digital therapeutics, I often get this question, like, how big is this? Is this going to replace pharma industry or not? No, it's not going to replace because there are a lot of diseases where drug is necessary and needed. At the same time, it's going to complement it like really nicely. Some cases replace it, but mostly complement, and this industry will not be the size like $1 trillion industry like pharma, but it'll be sizable. Who knows? But $50 to $100 billion, my view right now, which is, and without any, or almost without any side effects, right?
I mean, what I hear you talking about is market consolidation in many ways. Instead of a pill here, an app here, a platform here, I'm getting my prescription, and it's coming with this whole ecosystem of solutions that maybe Sanofi has curated and put together. How does that change how you see a gathering like this, where you are looking for those future partners, or wondering, who will be the entrepreneurs who are creating the solutions that we partner with? Like, how do you come at an event like this?
Yeah, events like this are amazing. I mean, I was here a year ago and met vendors that are now strategic vendors, met companies that we invested. One is Click Therapeutics. We invested in July this year. We also planned several deals and partnerships in the upcoming months. So events like this bring industry together with those startups. I've never seen more interest from top pharma executives, including our executive committee. I've never seen more interest in spending time at conferences like this. So I remember a year and a half ago when I joined Sanofi, and there was a conference in Paris and startups were pitching, and our CEO came and spent 3 hours with us there. And I was like, whoa.
Why do you suppose that is?
This is, again, as I mentioned, big tech companies entering the space, a lot of pricing pressures for the industry, an opportunity to, again, protect, but also build new businesses. So it's great. At Sanofi, I think, I worked only at 2 large pharma companies, and I think both of them are, leading the way when it comes to digital. Sanofi, there's definitely a lot of support. We have a lot of projects right now going on. We have a lot of investments. We have a lot of deals in digital space, and I would say we're probably one of the leading companies in this among pharma going digital.
We talk a lot about health moonshots, from ending cancer to increasing access to care. Today we're rolling out our addiction moonshot. Is there any particular moonshot, an audacious health goal that really kind of inspires you and keeps you working in this field?
Yeah. So it's interesting that you're asking that, because there's one area where I got really interested about 6 months ago, and and I've been hearing for the last 2 days in this conference people talking about it every few hours,
Yeah.
which is amazing. First, it was CEO of Kaiser Permanente talking about it yesterday. Then I heard other speakers today, which is mental health and behavioral health.
Yeah.
No one really talks about this because there are not so many new treatments when it comes to pharma.
Yeah.
In pharma, we are focused on physical health, body,
Yeah.
and we all know that mind and body are connected. And if you're doing well here, that you're going to have better outcomes. And we also have massive studies that show, for example, that patients who have chronic diseases, such as diabetes, hypertension, cancer, who have anxiety and depression, cost double the patients who have chronic diseases but don't have anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
Cost double. This is a big study, Millman, like $50 billion difference. So it's costly for the system. If you make progress for the patient, you get better outcomes. So mind and body are connected. And yet, no one was really doing something at scale. Why pharma was not doing? Because there was no solution that is scalable enough that would and that also has results. However, over the last 3-4 years, when it comes to behavioral health, there's so much technology that like is driving and enabling progress and scale. So where I'm really excited, and I've already seen other players in the industry, and we're looking at this space. Where I'm really excited is how can we really connect mind and body, use technology, and create that future where, again, we provide a product, a drug, but then we also have something else, technology or service, and then you have a holistic approach to managing health. I'm really excited about it.
You said you had
it just makes sense.
You said you had a spark like 6 months ago. Was it something that happened that caused that spark?
First, there were two things. One was that I was at conferences like this and seeing incredible new tech companies and startups who are tackling this problem at scale.
Yeah.
Not the classical talk therapy where you can go for years, right? And the incentive is to go for years. It's pay for service, right? Classic talk therapy and then I saw this, companies that can do that at scale and having results. And then the other one was this study. That Millman study literally affected the way I think about this problem, realizing that that's a real measurable problem that's huge cost for the system. And it just, the notion of having a happier world with a raised consciousness level is just exciting for me. You know what's going on in this world 2018, all this news that we have, negative ones. I think just raising people's consciousness, happier and healthier, is something that always excites me. So
awesome. That's a great note to end on. Bozidar, thanks for coming over and talking with me.
Thanks for having me.